Okay, so welcome to another no bullshit review, and on this one we need to talk about Noize 2 from Denise Audio. So I'm gonna reserve my opinion of this plugin to the to the last part of the video. I'm just gonna show you how this works first, and then I'm gonna give you my unbiased opinion. Right from the start, what this is a noise generator. And it is a pretty unique because there are not a lot of noise generator plugins out there. It's kind of a unique. So what this does, it will generate a noise, will be a white noise or pink noise or whatever noise you want to choose from the list. And of course, you can just play white noise or whatever noise straight when you do play, or constant noise, or you can listen to some source, and just it will generate a noise based on that source. So yeah, so right now I have a, let me just turn it off first. I have a nice snare going on right here. Let me just solo the snare. So that's the snare, right? No noise, no noise. So as soon as I turn the noise and then go up and mix, you can hear the noise. This is what this does. Now, of course, you get an input volume, an input gain, and an output gain. I'm going to go down on the output because we are now on the adapt mode, which is the audio comes in, and then, of course, the noise is going to play. The adapt, if I turn it off, it's just going to be straight noise. Let me just go lower. So then what you get is different types of noises. You can go blue, you can go brown, then you can go, all the different types, which is, again, just useful. It's just very useful. So I'm going to go pink and brown. All right, nice. So right from the start, we just get some different noises. Now, of course, the most useful for this, if you like to use noises, is that maybe to use this as a background and maybe lower the mix and lower the output and put a sidechain after this, so you can get that nice, noise background on your track. So this can do the trick for that. So, okay, so the other trick is with the adapt. And the best example I can think of is a snare. And this is a trick that we do quite oftenly, mostly on synthwave, for example. So you can grab a white noise, maybe sample, and every time that the snare hits, you're going to add a little bit of tail of the noise, just like we're going to do right now. So as soon as the snare hits, we'll get a tail of the noise. Of course, you can select the blend, more noise or less snare. You can chop the low end, the low frequencies or the high frequencies, which is very useful, of course. All right. So the other thing that you can do, you can go full width. And of course, since this is being generated every time that we hear a source, you get the rise and the fall. So think of this as the attack and the release. So of course, right now, it's pretty long, right? I mean the noise. So if I go down, it's shorter. Same thing with the rise. You need to start at some point. So if I go and provide more kind of an attack, we just don't get it. It's very subtle, of course. So think of this as what you would use on a reverb for the attack and the decay, let's say. So yeah, so right from the start, very simple plugin to use. It gives you what you want, which is a noise, and you have the addition of getting the adapt, which is very cool and useful and very unique. You do get other things. For example, you can solo, and by doing this, you will only hear the noise generated sound without, of course, the snare, but the snare is still triggering this, right? So again, very useful. All right. So you do get other modes. For now, you just get, the different noises that you get. Let me just, show you some other noises. Some of them are just pretty dark, which is nice. All right. And of course, if you're not used to work with noise generator or just noise, straight noise, this is a very useful thing. And let me just show you. I'm going to go and play the whole track, and I'm going to add a little bit of noise. And as soon as I turn this off and back on, you can notice the difference that the noise makes to the snare and the whole track. Because the snare, it's a very important part of the track, right? So I'm gonna go and play it. Remember, this isn't snare. I'm gonna go to a different one and reduce the blend and chop a little bit maybe of the highs, a little bit of the lows. And okay, so it makes a lot of difference. If I turn it off, you're gonna notice the difference. On. So it's one of those things that you use it in a very subtle way, but it's very useful. Just a very useful and handy plugin to have. All right, so I'm gonna go and show you one more feature. What you can do, you can go and click on the load sample, right? So I'm gonna go load sample. You cannot drag and drop, and I repeat, you cannot drag and drop. And what you will need to do, you will need to go and find the sample. Let me find one. And okay, so once you load the sample, you can go and edit the sample. Why? Well, because you will need to select a portion of that sample, and instead of using the noise, it's going to use that section of the sample. So if I play it again with without the sound, just a snare, notice that this is not a noise. This is actually an arpeggio synth on D minor. And it's kind of cool. You can, of course, chop frequencies, and you can even detune. Nice. And of course, you can go reverse if you wish. All right, so right from the start, if you think about this, this is super creative. Well, because you get, the classic noise, you get the right here, the adapt mode, which is very useful. And on top of that, you can just select a custom noise. Maybe you have a different noise that you really like and you want to use it. Well, you're going to be using this. Now, the only problem with this, and here starts the my opinion section, is that first of all, you cannot drag and drop. And that's the first problem. So let me just go back to, the DAW mode. So I'm going to go there, and most of the times when you work with samples, you just work with the manager right here. You just go to the manager, bring whatever sample that you use, and you don't go to window, to the Explorer or the Finder just like this to find the sample, because you cannot audition the sample unless you double click it and you open it on someplace else. So we go right here, we just search for the sample, and then when the sample is right, then we just use it. So right here, the fact that you cannot drag and drop, and the fact that you need to open a new window, a new section, it means that you will need to previously go audition the sample and then find it on whatever browser, the Explorer you're using, or Finder if you're using Mac, and then navigate again through this, which is crazy. Just takes a lot of time to do something very dumb and simple. And yeah, that's just the bad part. The other bad part is that right here you have no zoom, you have no nothing. You can need to find whatever it is that you want to select, which really sucks, because maybe I just want something very small from a very long file, and you cannot go in small proportions. So this means that you will need to grab this big sample, chop it, export it, and then use it right here. And again, it's 2021. Why not doing zoom? Why not, drag and drop? Just makes no sense, because this is a good idea. It's a nice, creative idea, but the implementation really sucks. And again, this is where my opinion starts. So that is the first, bad thing about this plugin: the ability of not loading or drag and dropping, and just playing with the sample. That's really sucks. The other thing is that, of course, the plugin, it's very simple to use, it's good. It's creative, which is good, but it's super simple. This could be a lot better, just much better. Just add a few more features, add a few more things, and just make it better. Make it better. But this is what this company does, and here's my rant about this company. And again, this is just my opinion, and I'm just telling you this based on my experience with the music industry. So this type of companies, what they do, they like to create a shitty product, because that's what it is. It's a good idea. It's a nice plugin, but it's a shitty product. What they do, they give you something shitty and they spend a lot of time and resources promoting this and, hyping the plugin. That's what they do. And you can notice this by, going right here and just seeing how this works, right? It didn't do anything. It just, load the sample and here's the editor and then, just use it. So if you go to the web page, I have it opened right here, you can see that they have a nice design, and a good set of icons, and they have, success cases from different, from different people, all the magazines right here. And again, all of this hyping that they do. And if I go to the Noize too and watch your ears, they have a...
Hi, I'm Enrico Tiberi from Italy.
They make a nice video, it's just a success case. Again, a nice design, very simple, but, well-designed web page. So they spend a lot of time in advertising and promoting the plugin, just hyping the plugin, right? That's what they do. Now, it is a good plugin. It's cool. It's nice. It's, good for paying, I don't know, $50 or 39 euros. Of course not, because it's still a shitty plugin. The only thing they do is promotion. And I'm telling you this because, again, I have all the channels. I own the buttons that YouTube gives you for views and all that thing, and I know how this works. And I know different the content creators, different channels with the golden button, and and they tell me stuff, and they just tell me these things. What they do, this company, they reach YouTubers and content creators, and they give you a bundle. They give you a bundle of plugins. They give you all their plugins. And in exchange, you will need to kind of create some kind of video showing whatever plugin that you like the most. And sometimes when a plugin comes out, they reach, of course, these YouTubers, and I'm guessing they have a contract, or maybe they just, have an arrangement and they get some money on the side, and they do a review. So yeah, they spend a lot of time and resources on promoting the plugin, hyping the plugin, and not making a good plugin. And this is why I'm creating. This is the main idea of why I'm making this channel, because I'm tired of watching YouTubers and people hyping things that are very shitty. And I'm very tired of watching people teaching other people, teaching guys just like you, or maybe like me, and giving just bad content, just shitty content in exchange of a subscription, or maybe in exchange of Patreon of that. I'm just, showing you the plugin and tell you what I feel about this. And this is a good creative plugin with a shitty implementation. That's it.